All right, everybody. I have gotten word that we are ready for our next run. It's Disney's 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the Rescue, all levels inbounds by passere. You can take it away.
In Norwegian, and I've got Tainted Tally here with me.
Hi, my name is Tali, and I'm Norwegian. And I also run this game.
So, it does say on your screen 102 Dalmatians Puppies to the Rescue, but actually, Norwegian is the only one that has a different subtitle for it.
Yes. Don't know why we decided to be different. I guess we wanted to just be cool, so we named it Operation Woof instead.
So yeah, here we go. We're not going to rescue some puppies, but we are going to be the puppies to the rescue. And so I'm going to start the first level and give a countdown to when I skip the cutscene for when the timer will start.
Yes, so the timer starts when we actually get control of our puppy, which is why we have time to load in and watch this cutscene.
So time starts in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off!
And off we are. Indeed. So you will notice quite fast, and I apologize for the noise. I know some people kind of struggle with this noise, but we are going to be rolling a lot because rolling is the fastest way that we can move as a puppy. However, the roll is not infinite. So what passere will be doing is that whenever the roll runs out, you can buffer a jump. So it's basically a cycling of rolling, buffering your jumps, and then, rolling and buffering your jumps. But the rolling makes a sound that I know some people don't like, so apologies, but you'll get used to it. Like, we as runners, we basically don't hear it anymore.
I've learned to tune it out.
Yeah, me too. But we're going to be playing through all of the levels today, so you'll be seeing every single level, and we're also not going to go out of bounds or anything like that. This game actually does have a lot of cool tech, but we'll show you how it looks like when you do inbounds. And we do have a little bit of tech for that too, but no glitches are allowed for this marathon, so we gotta play by the rules.
I feel like some people are going to question it a little bit about whether this is like fully glitchless, but I'd argue it's glitchless. We're just, using some exploits.
Exactly. But yeah, I do want to mention early on that we do have a donation incentive on, so our host can potentially offer a little bit more information, but there is a point later in the time for specifically a farm level where we can choose to give Priscilla the pig her birthday gift because it's her birthday today. So obviously you want to give her birthday gift, right? It's faster to not do it, but do you want to slow us down and give her the gift?
It's Priscilla's birthday. You don't want to abandon her.
No, it's her birthday. Come on, let us give her a gift. But you gotta donate for the cause.
And for that incentive, we're at $35 out of $150 right now. So if you'd like to give Priscilla her birthday gift and not disappoint her on her birthday,
that would be really rude,
please consider donating. ! Donate in chat.
Thank you. And so far, the run has been really straightforward. It's not been too complicated. However, we just arrived at Big Bend, which is the first, real potential run killer of the run, because, now we're going up. We need to climb, which means if passere falls, that is a big time loss. So we're already off to a nice little skip where you can jump over a fence you're normally supposed to go around. There's now going to be a bunch of pendulums, there's going to be some cogs, all of it that we need to jump over and not fall. Very challenging.
No pressure.
It might not look like much, but I get stressed out watching this.
Gonna be fine, for sure.
The worst part is, of course, in classic fashion, the worst is always the end. You do a little boost on the jump there to get up.
And there's cycles. Not just you can fall, but then you miss the cycles, and that loses even more time.
That is also true, yeah. Because with optimal movement, you will always hit, the cycle that you want. So, enough optimal movement, which might be nice to do sometimes to be safe and not fall, but then, you might miss a cycle. Or if you fall and need to climb back up, then you've also missed cycles, so... This run, or this level is very dicey.
That scared me.
Ooh, very nice. This looks very scary.
It's fine, everything's fine.
We're very often utilizing the fact that when your puppy goes up, you can keep some of that momentum to sometimes jump a little bit further. You'll see that quite often in this. These cogs are so slippery. It does not look much, but I promise you, these cogs. Oh, that was so slippery. I should have said anything, maybe, but. Point proven. That was not as big of a time loss. Obviously,
no. Oh, come on.
But there's a lot more.
I'm just adding some suspense for you guys.
Yeah. Keeping us on our toes.
Ooh.
Giving you more time to donate for Priscilla's birthday gift.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to like play it safer. Fine, it'll be
Alright,
fine.
but you made it through. That's fine. That was honestly good. That was honestly not bad at all. But we're off now to our first boss fight because of course it's 102 Dalmatians, so Cruella is going to be the boss. We're going to fight her 4 times throughout the run. For some reason, every time except the last time with fruit. So right now she's in a little helicopter thing. We will hit that bell to kind of stun her in the air. And if you do this cycle as well, you can lock her in place like Passere's done just there. So you hit the bell to stun her in place, then you hit her with a pineapple, hit the bell again to keep her stuck there, hit the pineapple, and there you go, she's done. First boss fight is already over. Blink and you missed it. But we are now in the museum level, so this is the first out of, I believe, 2 total collectathons in the game. So this one isn't just, you know, get from A to B and then you're done. You have to pick up a lot of items along the way and return them to the rightful place. The story here is basically that a lot of the items have been misplaced and you need to help Fluffy put everything back before he will open the exit door for you. So obviously everything is optimized. There's a lot of back and forth of grabbing the item you need and then returning it and then putting it in place.
And remembering not to go out of bounds.
Some of the cool tech. Yeah. Yeah, Passere primarily runs this out of bounds, so...
This is
Gotta
the
keep her
level.
inside the bounds.
This is the level where there's a really, like, quick and simple out of bounds where it's easy to just be like, oh, I'm gonna go and do that. Oh, wait, no, that just invalidated the whole run.
Yeah.
Not gonna do that.
No, not today.
Invalidate the whole marathon by adding a glitch.
Yeah, we gotta go the long way around this time because usually, yeah, it's the room to the left. You can go and use one of the toys. Guess I didn't really mention anything of the story, but basically, all of these toys around the place, they're Cruella's toys. Unfortunately, her toy range wasn't very successful, which is why she's back on. Well, everyone loves puppies, so if I make puppy toys, everyone will love my toys. And of course, her idea of making puppy toys is slow boost. Yeah.
That's so fun.
It's so good. But that's the sort of tech this game has, even though when we don't go out of bounds. So yeah, when you go up, you can utilize the movement to get a little bit of extra height. Oh!
I almost got it.
Toe spot is not...
Toe spot did not cooperate.
It's a very nice museum item there, a donut. Where does that go?
In Fluffy's stomach.
That's right, Fluffy's stomach.
He ate it.
Very important.
He knows. So
his neck.
Cruella kidnapped all of our siblings to turn them into toys. He knows this. He knows that we're trying to save them, and he's like, "Okay, but bring me a donut before you can leave."
There's another slow burst.
I have such a confession.
Oh
and
yeah.
It might
Sorry,
get
go
me
on.
banned from this marathon, but I love Cruella so much, especially plainclothes Cruella. But I'll root for the dogs. I'll root for the dogs in this case.
Thank you. Yeah,
This
I agree.
is-
Her portrayal of Cruella is really good. Also, this part always scares me. Like, I don't know if this also scares you, but I always get hit by, especially those ships. And I'm always afraid of dying here.
No. Okay.
Oh, they're so dicey.
And-
But you have to kill them because you have to get rid of the toys to lower the platforms to make progress. You can skip that bear, though.
In practice, I did almost die on this, but it's fine. Everything's fine.
Ugh, they're surprisingly hard. You wouldn't think so, but they are. But yeah, this is also a bit of a maze, but obviously we're speedrunners who played this level quite a few times, so we know where to go. And this is, now we can just run right through. I forgot we don't need the puppy. I was like, we need to lower the platforms. Nope. We're not doing old puppies.
We don't need to save the
Unfortunately,
puppies.
Every level does have 6 puppies that you can save. Also, this is the hardest level of the game, so you don't want to look away from this one.
I
Very
got
precise
a gold
happening right
split
now,
on this one when I was practicing.
which is incredible, honestly.
Top level gaming right here, guys.
Yeah, there we go. All right, that's Carnival done. But yeah, it's very short because you basically just run through. You don't do any of like the side puzzles or anything. You just run through. However, it is surprisingly precise because what happens when you roll is if you touch any of like the walls or any of the corners, which you might notice that I had a few corners, that will actually stop your roll.
No.
So you want to hug the wall as close as you can without actually touching it because then it's slow. So it's more precise than it might look like. But we like to joke about it being such a hard level.
It actually is very hard to like improve at all because It is so precise. So I was very surprised by the gold, actually.
Yeah.
Do we have a minute for a donation?
Oh,
Sure.
yes, please.
I have a donation from Sean, it's either Sean Laliette or Sean Lallier. I apologize if I ruined your name. For $120.99.
Ooh.
Birthday gift. Make it happen.
Yes.
That's awesome.
much,
Thank
Sean.
you.
And with that, our donation incentive to give Priscilla her birthday gift has been met. Thank you so much for your generous donation.
Yes, thank you so much. And I'm sure this also made the birthday for one lucky pet at the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center.
We are getting close to
Yeah, we're actually
Barnyard,
coming
so
up to-
yeah. That's just in
Yeah.
time.
But yeah, second boss fight, once again, Cruella needs to be defeated with fruit. And this is also where we change puppies, because you might have noticed before that there are 2 puppies in the cover art, and yes, you can play as both of the puppies. We have played until Domino up until now, because there is no difference. They have the same move speed, but that right there is an unskippable cutscene in this boss fight. And for some reason, Oddball has a shorter line there, so we will switch to Oddball at any point before the boss fight, just to make sure that we have the shorter voice line. You know, slight optimization, a little bit of slow boosting on the environment to get through this one as fast as possible. And up next is the farm, so yeah, great timing on that donation.
There's a nice big slope boost at the end here. Very fun.
Yeah, oh, this one's so satisfying now.
Straight into the
As
goal.
long as you don't bump into him.
Yeah.
Yeah, up next is the farm level. So this is the second collectathon. You just saw a brief little image of Priscilla the pig there. But basically what happens here, you're right at the farm, and it is Priscilla's birthday. However, the farmer of this farm is unfortunately very lazy. Even though it is Priscilla's birthday, she's left to do all of these chores. So we're helping her out so we can make sure that we can, you know, progress. So we have turned on our water because, like, the poor thing didn't even have water. So we've just done that, and she's gonna give us a few more chores. There's some no, right, windmill first.
Fix
So
the
the windmill is
windmill.
stuck. We need to unblock the windmill. There's some roosters that need to be. Oh no, that's actually chickens. It's the rooster is on top, but there's some chickens that need to be corralled. There's something to be grabbed inside the corn. I don't know. There's a lot of chores to be done. So this is another one where we have to run a lot back and forth. And we're also going to do our first death abuse. So we're taking this damage intentionally to be able to be 1 hit away from death, which should now be able to help us out a little bit, because now we're starting to stray a little bit from where we have been. So these are the chickens. We need to get them into their coop. However, if passere can play this right, we're able to take damage just before the final cutscene, which would then skip the cutscene and also respawn us right back to Priscilla, so we wouldn't have to walk all the way back. So this is way faster.
That head didn't cooperate.
That's all right. It's still good. It's still way faster to just, you know, take death here and get back. Although we didn't get the cutscene skip, but that's okay.
Uh-oh.
This toy is
No.
just not interested.
It has a cycle where it has to go back to its, like, home base
Yeah,
place
if it
before
strays
it...
too far from, like, its little designated area, they'll be just like, oh, I have to get back.
And it doesn't do any damage while it's doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna explore another part of the map now, so I think this is when we go deal with the grain or something that's in the silo.
Yeah, we have to
There's a lot of chores to do.
empty out the silo now, for some reason. Somehow this
Yeah.
farmer left his tools at the bottom of the silo. And a puppy. There's a puppy there. Which doesn't seem
There's a
very
puppy there,
safe.
too. Yeah. And you'll notice, once again, like, we're taking damage intentionally, because once we've emptied all the silo and, you know, grabbed what we need to do, we will want to go back to Priscilla fast, and it's just faster to take another death. There you see the puppy. Oh, no, didn't even see it, but it was there, I promise.
We promise there's puppies in this game.
Yeah. And there we go, back to Priscilla, very fast. And I believe now is when we grab the key, right? Because you may have noticed once already when we got the donation, puppies operate heavy machinery. Apparently that's a thing they can do. So they've already used a crane to move a log around to get out of the previous some of the previous levels. We're once again going to operate heavy machinery by grabbing this key for a tractor that we are about to drive.
Puppies can do that. It's
Yes.
fine.
Yeah, my puppies do this all the time.
That's why they're napping right now, because they're tired from their hard
Exactly.
day of work.
They've had a rough day.
A rough day.
Exactly. But yeah, the last chore is taken care of, so now you get to see, you know, the fruits of your labor. This is the last chore we had to do, but now it is Priscilla's birthday, and there is her birthday gift. So thank you again for your generous donations.
You can hear the excitement even if we can't understand.
Yeah.
And now she's
I'm so happy to help you. Have a great birthday.
she's running around
And
happy.
look how happy she is.
You guys made her so happy. Happy birthday, Priscilla.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Priscilla.
Happy birthday, Priscilla.
The game makes you
No.
give Fluffy his donut, but does not make you give Priscilla her birthday gift.
But that's because Priscilla is so nice. Because Fluffy, he's rude. He doesn't open the door until you give him his donut. Whereas Priscilla's like, you know, it's okay. You don't have to. I guess you can leave. But yeah, this is the Turkin Ice Festival that I feel like every game back in the 90s and 2000s just had to have. Like, there's no real reason for this to be in the game. It's just there. Like, the whole storyline is like, you know, we start out in London, we need to make our way out towards Cruella's mansion. There's no reason there should be suddenly this batch of snow and ice on our way there.
In the middle of all these green fields and things too, like
Yeah.
Barnyard was green, Castle, we're gonna go to Ancient Castle, it's gonna be green.
It's so great. It's just this one level that doesn't match it. Also, yeah, you don't actually need to take that little race thing that they try to make you do seriously. You just slide down.
You
That's
could
gonna
actually
avoid this
hit
one
things, but
cutscene. I mean, true, but it's not gonna matter.
unless you're
You
doing
also take a little
100%.
specific detour there, because if you go straight forward, you're gonna trigger another one of those. God, I don't remember any of their names. I hate it. I remember their Norwegian names, but it doesn't really. But yeah, we go around.
But we are in
ahead.
Norwegian, so that would be accurate.
True. But yeah, see, suddenly from ice level to this, like these locations are apparently, I guess, right next to each other. I don't understand, but here we are. Yeah, again, we're gonna just go through as fast as possible. It's almost sad that this is not out of bounds right now. This level also has some really cool tech to it, but we're gonna go through inbounds the normal way.
It means we have to
You
deal
can
with the
easily replicate
wind.
at home if you also want to learn to speedrun.
Yeah, the movement tech is really, really satisfying. Like, you don't have to do any of the crazy
is.
glitches to, like, really enjoy the stuff that you can do
And
with
a
this game.
catapult.
And a catapult. We just fling the dogs. It's fine. They're fine.
Yeah,
These
it's
dogs are
They're fine. The dogs are fine.
They can
Yeah, this one
also...
is also, it might not look like much, but there is wind blowing. You kind of have to time your rolls right to not get massively pushed back by this wind, because if you don't time them right and you're out of a roll at a bad time, it actually can push you back quite well. But, you know, Passere is a pro. She did not make that look like much at all.
It can be evil if the wind just all
It
lines
can.
up wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, third time we're defeating Cruella once again with fruit. This time it's pumpkins. Wait, is pumpkins a fruit? I don't know. I always call
Yeah,
them
it
fruit,
is.
but I
Yeah.
realize
I
that
had to
it's-
look it up because of this
Is it?
game, and it is indeed a fruit.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, so we're gonna have to first lower her platform thing that she's on. So we're gonna have to shoot out those little squares that are marked. There's a very specific way you can do this to get her stuck very fast at the end. Did we get it? No.
Not
Okay.
quite.
That's okay. It's still quite fast to do it the normal way as well. But yeah, we need to grab pumpkins on the side, but you can get her stuck right there, because for some reason when she turns in that specific way, her hitbox is just a little bit outside of what you'd normally think would be protecting her, and we can just shoot her through it. Nice and easy. So that's already 3 boss fights done. It's gonna be a while still, but you know, early heads up that the 4th boss fight is the last one, and it is what we're gonna call time, but we have another 3 levels before that. But we're now in the Ancient Forest, and this place is not gonna look like much right now because Passere knows where to go. But this is an absolute maze. But we know where the shortcuts are. I remember when I first played this casual, I didn't even know you could go into the trees, which just adds another level to this maze. But
The next
Super
level
quick,
is
once you know where to
called Hedge Maze, but this one is more of a maze than Hedge Maze. Hedge Maze, it gives you a map.
yeah,
This one, you're just left
Yes,
to
it does.
wander around and figure out where you are.
yeah. Yeah, that's very weird. Yeah, this one as well. I guess it's more maze-like when you don't know where to go, but yeah, we know where to go, so it's quite straightforward.
You know,
We're also
exactly
not doing
where
a
we're
lot of
going.
collectibles, so we're kind of just zooming through.
Yeah, a lot of these levels get a lot more complicated if you do all puppies or 100%, where you have to... In 100%, you also have to collect all the bones.
Yeah. And some of the bones are also... This is a mechanic you don't really see in the speedrun, but there is a mechanic where your puppy can like sniff the ground to try and find buried treasure. So not something you see unless you're doing 100%. I think you missed... okay.
That was
There you
good.
go.
That was only 14 turns.
That was good, yeah.
So that has RNG to it. The puzzle can be anywhere from 9 to 27 turns to complete the puzzle.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
And
at
it doesn't
working.
even generate at the beginning of, because we've tried to like read it when you load into the level, but you have to make a certain amount of progress before it even like generates the puzzle.
Yep.
But we now are out at Corella's mansion. Isn't it lovely? This is where Corella lives.
Don't you want to live here? I think we should move in.
Yeah. I think so too.
Just needs a little bit of work. Just a little.
Spacious. It has potential.
The layout of it actually makes no sense. Like if you look at it from like an architecture
We're gonna have
perspective.
another boost here too. Ooh. Oh!
That puppy.
This one's very scary because there is that puppy right there, and you need to do the boost, which have you rolling. So if you roll into that puppy, every puppy you rescue has an unskippable cutscene. So that is quite a bit of a slowdown if you accidentally break that box. But we're gonna avoid some of the platforming by doing some quite tricky jumps. Again, passere is a pro. It does not look like much, but those jumps can be very tricky. And yeah, if you miss, you will fall. This is also one of the levels that can actually soft lock you, and it is the second last level of the game. So you can have a really good run, and it will come to die in Toy Factory. We all love Toy Factory.
Everybody loves Toy Factory.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of like
So many of my
conveyor
runs have
belts to
died here.
navigate. I know. This level just makes me sad.
You can get
We
boosts
can
off
get these
these,
nice
yeah.
boosts. But I also feel like they're very risky because they can also clip you out of bounds and then you can't get back in and then you have to restart the level.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, they crushers scare me.
Oh, that one boosted us right off. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say accidental boost, but that was a good one.
If only it went in the right direction. Oh, okay. Well, now
Oh,
we're
no.
in danger of dying. It's fine.
Everything's fine. Yeah, sometimes hitboxes are just weird. But we're now coming up to the last part of this level. Oh, God, I'm scared.
Me too. Yep.
Oh, no! Yep, this is, like I said, this is where Run comes to die. Like, second last level. And yes, when we die, we start all the way back at the beginning. But it's fine. First try. We got this.
You guys just get to see it again. We'll get better boosts this time. We'll show it off better.
Exactly. In the meantime, it gives you time to get those donation pages up to donate towards Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. Because, I mean, we gave Priscilla the birthday gift, but there's still more goals in the marathon, right?
Absolutely.
There are definitely more goals in the marathon, including a cumulative goal coming up for our next run, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. That is a cumulative total of 750. We're at 667. If we can reach that milestone, then we'll be able to see I had to look it up because I was like, I'm not going to say this right. The Sith Armo in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
I'm sure chat wants to see that. You can do it. Ooh, oh, that was really nice. See, yeah, this is what we wanted to show you. We redid it just on purpose to show you.
Yeah, so that it could be better, smoother. No clipping into the floor.
Exactly.
We did it.
I'm scared. I don't want to talk too much over this last room, but there's a very scary jump in this room that is about to come up. I'm going to try to not distract you too much, but it's probably going to look like no big deal again because passere is a pro, but this jump coming up towards the end of this is incredibly scary, so I'm going to let you focus.
The very last platforming of the whole game.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh, that was so good. Okay, again, like it did not look like much because passere is a pro, but that jump if you've made it through the entire level without any of the other run killers, that's your last one. But this is the final boss fight. We're not using fruit anymore. Time is coming up at the end of this, but there's 3 phases to it first. First, we need to take out all of these weird boxes, because, you know, screws, I guess, start loosening when we do this.
For some
That's
reason.
phase 1. We're also doing a very specific pattern here to get like the best possible setup. So we're gonna use a shield, she can't hit us, and we found out that as long as you only shoot like what you need to shoot on these, your ammo will last longer. So we're gonna try and take out at least 4 is what we hope for, or at least 3 is what you really need to, because you always get to do this over two different lasers.
Nope,
Unless,
we're gonna do 1.
Oh! That is really good. All right, so the final thing is coming up. As soon as we shoot the 3rd laser ball here is when time is up. I'm gonna call it. There we go. There's laser ball 1. We're waiting a little bit to get the optimal path. So 1,
1's behind,
2,
unfortunately.
and
Okay.
time is coming up when it's 3 out of 3, which
Time.
is time. And there you go. That is the end of 102 Dalmatians. Puppies to the rescue. That is the goop that Cruella wanted to use to make puppy toys. But you know, at the end, we serve up the well-served karma of putting her in the goop instead of the puppies.
Yep.
So yeah.
Now she will be stuck as a toy? Question mark. I don't know. She goes to jail actually. If this cutscene keeps playing, she goes to jail. So
Yes.
it doesn't work out so well for her. But that's that. That's 102 Dalmatians inbounds.
What an amazing run. That was so much fun.
Thank you so much for having us too. I always love to show this game off. And if you're interested in this game at all, I mean, we've got lots of guides, whether you like, you know, inbounds, whether you like glitches, whether you like to save all the puppies. We have guides for that too. And the community is just awesome. So yeah, make sure to check it out.
Yes, please come join us. All the resources you need are found on speedrun.com. We also have a Discord server. If you're stuck on anything, please come ask. Like, we're more than happy to help and get you started.
And
yeah, I guess final shoutouts. Where can people find you if they want to see more puppy runs or anything else that you do?
I'm at twitch.tv/passere. I haven't really been doing a lot of runs recently. I've more been doing tasks. So if you want to, there's a task of this game. Check it out. It's awesome. But I'm also working on some other things. So if you want to find out what that is, follow me on Twitch. And then where can they find you, Tally?
I am also on Twitch under the same name you can see on your screen, Tainted Tally. I do run this game, although not actively, but you know, maybe you can come by and convince me to pick this game back up again.
But the puppies!
Exactly. Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much, both of you, for being here. That was absolutely wonderful. Poor Cruella. I'm just gonna say that. Poor Cruella.
She'll be fine.
She tried so hard. These guys are on their deserted island.
And that final line was, I hope someone brought sunscreen.
Hello, everybody. How was that? That was that was so cool. I've seen a little bit of this run before, but I've never seen it all the way. That was Disney's 102 Dalmatians. That was just that was wonderful. And we even managed to celebrate Priscilla's birthday and give her a present because she needed it. She wasn't looking too happy. We're getting set up for the next run right now. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, any percent glitchless by Indy Kenobi. So that's going to be a blast. And real quick, we actually have a $1 donation from Anonymous. Just wanted to shout that out. Thank you so much. We have a few donation incentives that are relevant right now for Star Wars. So, first is the lightsaber color. Now, one color has pulled up very much ahead of the other pack. Right now, your options are red, blue, green, yellow, and violet. And violet is absolutely in the lead. Everybody has chosen Violet so far with $110. So if you would like the chance to change that, or maybe, help Violet extend the lead, you should probably get your donations in very soon because that is our next run. And remember, when you donate, you're supporting the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. To give you an idea, that is a wonderful dog shelter in Hampton, Virginia. It provides a haven for homeless dogs, giving them the time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. If you'd like to see a little bit more on the Go Rescue shelter, you can actually check out their website, which has its own section for adoption success stories. So maybe while we're getting this next run set up, you can check that out. That's at gorescuedogs.com/success stories. There's some pretty cute pictures and lovely stories there too. So definitely take a look. Anyway, also happy to report that we have reached our milestone incentive that was set for $750. We are now past that. So now we will be seeing Sith Armo and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So thank you all so much for your generosity. Absolutely wild where we're at today. It's only day two. We're already past $750. I think we might be able to make it to 1,000 by the end of tonight. So get those donations in. Help us help Go Rescue. We do have another lovely donation here, but I'm actually going to wait just a minute to read it so that we can have our runner in here for it because it is on behalf of the Knights of the Old Republic community. So don't worry, I see you. It's coming. Of course, after this run, we still have all kinds of wonderful runs for today and the rest of this weekend. You can check the schedule out at exclamation point schedule, but after Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, we're going to be seeing some Peggle Knights, and I love Peggle. So that's coming up by Satan herself. We have Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. Well, let's try that again. Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. After that, Stardew Valley, the Necro Dancer, Overcooked 2, and today we'll be ending on Death's Door. But don't worry, we have several more days of runs tomorrow, beginning with Control. It's going to be a great time.